Hi guys, third time's the charm of trying to do this. This doesn't work. I think I'm just going to go to sleep. We'll see how we go. I'm going to try a vlog today for the We Go Health blog posts every day for the month event. Unfortunately, I've done my back. So it's making actual typing, blogging very hard. It's quite painful to get into a position where I can do that particularly well. Plus I'm having breathing problems and swallowing problems, so we'll see how long this goes for, whether it makes any sense whatsoever. I'm blaming my hypoxic brain right now if it goes badly, or I make a complete fool of myself, which is on the cards. As I said, I did my back yesterday. Unfortunately, when you have something like autonomic dysfunction, as I've had develop over the last 6 years, or sometimes you get it with other disorders as well, it means that any little insult or injury to the body sets your entire body off into meltdown. So pain's a good example. If you don't control your pain, then you end up with worse autonomic symptoms, which for me have things like breathing and swallowing, thinking, heart rate, blood pressure. They're all on the fritz. I've been having really bad temperature control, like burning up, absolutely burning up. So my husband was underneath the doona last night and I was on top of it. So it's great fun when you don't sweat. It makes it very hard to cool down your body. But the pain alone for my back is enough to trigger that. And it can be anything really. It can even be something like allergies. If you don't control those, that's enough. And unfortunately I have a lot of allergies and intolerances as well when it comes to things like food. My last blog post I actually showed, or the one before I think it was, I showed my arm after a reaction I had from tapes, like medical tapes, when they tape down the IV lines for you so they're not flicking around and don't get pulled out. I can't stand the adhesives at all, can't tolerate them, and that can be enough. That allergic type reaction can be enough to set off all my symptoms. So, it's great fun, great to sort of have. Your body's always at a heightened, precarious position, so it doesn't take much to knock you off, unfortunately. And I don't have many reserves either, so yay me, yay! It makes it very frustrating. It doesn't take much to have a setback at all, and this is definitely one. It's not as bad as some others that I've had, but at least I know what's going on. I know I've done my back. The pain tells me that very clearly. It's not the acute pain anymore, thank goodness. It's just the knife in my spine and running down my bum cheek. So, that's an improvement. So, got to take those things. But at least it's a discreet thing, and I know it will heal up, or at least the inflammation will go down. I can start my exercises again. I've got back exercises from all the other times that I've done it. And I know pretty much how it's going to turn out. So it's a bit more bearable setback than some others I've had. This year's been really rough with setbacks. My body, I don't even know what it's doing really. Neuropathy is spreading. I still don't know why, even after all the extensive testing. Probably will never know why. I won't get a name for it, except for Michelle's disease, which really sucks. Hence why I chose to call it FUBAR in one of my posts. It pretty much sums it up. But neuropathy is spreading, hence my breathing. It really sucks. When you're really flat on your back, it's very hard to breathe. It's like pain, breathing, sort of weigh it up, and at the moment pain's winning, so I'll just go to breathing. Yay. As I said, at least now I know what it is. Throughout this year, and a lot of last year, but particularly this year, as neuropathy spread, I've had more and more symptoms. It's just been harder to do everything. Like everything is just effortful now. I haven't really picked up like I normally do. It's sort of, instead of, there's a bit of a, when I talk about stepwise progression in a lot of disorders, where it's sort of like steps, yeah, stepwise steps. But it's been a bit more, so yeah, what can you do? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, apparently, everything I can do. I take all my drugs and supplements and do my exercises and wear my bloody stockings and, you know, change my diet, the works. So there's not much I can do about that. But it is frustrating, and it's equally frustrating. But anyone with chronic illness will know that frustration of the setbacks. I know I'll come out of it, and it's not, like I do get something they call an autonomic storm, which is incredibly unpleasant, where your body pretty much goes into like a meltdown. And all the autonomic processes are just out of control. So no control of heart rate, no control of blood pressure, just hot, cold, just foul, really foul and exhausting and quite scary at times. Get a lot of chest pain. I've been getting a lot more bradycardia, so low heart rate, which is actually getting quite painful now. It'll drop down for no apparent reason. My cardio says she doesn't think we're going to find a reason for that. I mean, it's been nearly 7 years, been tested extensively, so it's not like I've missed any of the tests or anything, and she's happy to test me for whatever I bring up, so it's not that problem either. But when your heart rate's in the 40s, it's painful, really painful, because your heart's just not beating enough to get the blood around your body. Luckily at the moment it's not too bad, it's sort of sitting in the 50s and I can deal with that. I mean, it's not great, but it doesn't help with breathing and oxygenation of your blood and all that, but it's not in the 40s, which is quite unpleasant. I get really bad neck pain, jaw pain and pain down my arm. It's not exactly a heart attack, but it feels pretty much like I would imagine a heart attack would feel without it being a heart attack. So it's quite scary at times, and it's really now, out of all the times, it's the one time that I actually properly consider going to the emergency room. There's not much point otherwise. They can't do anything for me. They can't do anything for most people with dysautonomia except give us some fluids to try and bump up our blood pressure. That's about the max, really. It's just the way of it, and for the frustration of sitting there, it's not worth it. And similarly, like with my back now, there's no point going to either the ER or the GP, because they'll tell me the exact same thing they've told me every other time and give me some drugs and poke me with some pens and then get really confused because I have numb spots already. So it's, you know, do you feel numb here? Yes, I do. You know, it doesn't really help them much, and then they get scared and run away and get the consultant. So I'm not doing that either. But yes, I'm hoping tomorrow, I can't remember if I said this because concentration is gone. I'm hoping tomorrow to be up, or at least moving, doing my slow exercises with my back, because I really don't want to stay lying down, because if you have dysautonomia you decondition really rapidly, far more rapidly than I've ever had at any other point in my life. So, you know, 3 days in bed is sort of the equivalent to 3 weeks in bed for other people, and it takes a lot longer to pick up again, so you want to try and get moving as quickly as possible. So it's that borderline of how much pain can you endure without aggravating the injury, and get moving, because that'll, if you don't move then you aggravate dysautonomia. So it's a bit of a no-win situation. But it's just another one of the setbacks that has occurred. Yeah, what can you do? You fight through it. You watch TV programs that you've been putting off watching, and you lie back and do not much, really. So there you go. Oh, bone. I have a very bad bone that sticks out, which is very apparent looking at the video. Apparently it's a EBS or Ehlers-Danlos syndrome thing. A lot of people have a bone that sticks out, juts out there. So very attractive. But yes, like I said, it's a bit about setbacks. I'm fighting through them and getting used to it all, basically. And after nearly 7 years, I should be used to it, but it still frustrates the hell out of me. But on that note, and the fact that breathing is getting harder, and it's getting later, and my brain is just trickling out my ear at this point, I'm going to say goodbye and hope that some part of that made some sort of sense at some point. So I hope everyone's as well as they can be. Technically this is sort of vlogging, but at least it's day 7 done. So there you go. You know, it hasn't stopped me yet. There you go. Oh God, gotta go. Alright, bye.